What's up, GG Nation? GG Legion. It's your fella again. Strauss Man, the GG. And family time again on episode 8, I think. I think it's episode 8. I got JJ back with me before I get him back in here. I just want to shout out to you guys again. We're over 1,600 views. Keep it going. I've been gone. I know I haven't been able to upload as much, for sure. When I get back, I'll have NBA Live 18 vids uploaded for sure. And my impressions of the game, don't expect a highly... of the gameplay, expect good impressions from maybe because the videos I've seen, I didn't like what I saw so far, but I gotta play it first. I'll get some gameplay vids. I got a couple more days here till I'm gone. So it's approaching fast. I will get Starfire as well. We didn't play as her, but we just leveled her up really quick. So I'll get my impressions on her really quick as well when I get back. Get some gameplay vids for you as well. My cousins are goofing her off in the background here. And we're for sure I'm probably gonna try to put the 2K down. I'm gonna try my hardest to do that so I could get some. I really kind of wanted to talk about Evil Within 2 on this podcast, but we won't be talking about this on this podcast. This podcast is gonna be a little different. It's not gonna be normal. It's gonna be more of a free flow, not as how I usually set it up and anything like that. But welcome back to the show, JJ. Let me introduce this guy. Family time again.
Hey guys, I'm excited to be here, talk some stuff. I'm excited to.
I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you being back on for sure. I appreciate you guys so much. Over 1,600. That's insane. Let's keep it going. Let's get to 1,700 next week. Like I said, 100 a week. That's all I asked for, and we're definitely going to hit over that already. But like I said, this episode will be a little bit different. We're going to free flow a little bit. What I want to talk about is I didn't get to talk about this guy about E3 at all. And I know you've heard about it in the past episodes and stuff. I did E3 specials and stuff like that. Did very well on the channel. But I want to talk about what he really liked from like E3, somebody's press conference, anything like that. What really stood out to you?
Well,
that one want to talk. I know you the big ones for sure. God of War and Spider-Man.
Those are the two that I'm most excited about.
What'd you like of it?
Spider-Man, I like that it's not a movie game. I was shocked to see they didn't capitalize on the movie, but
me too. I thought it would be this year. So
but the gameplay I saw was just it looks like the best Spider-Man game ever. It'd be nice for me to feel it out, but from what I saw of it, swinging, coming down, and
did it look or feel like Arkham to you? To me, it looked like that. It looked a little bit of Arkham
with Spider-Man. But I like those kind of games. Like
I do too.
That engine they use for the Arkham, the Shadow of War, that's another game I'm really excited about. But that engine they use for that is the countering is simple, but it's still fun. And who doesn't love being Spider-Man?
It seems like they got his personality down. It seems like it's more free roam. It looks like you're going to be able to explore the city. I think they said it's 3 times as big as the last Spider-Man game, city-wise.
Yeah.
So, it looks good. Insomniac usually does a really great job with their games. I'm excited to see that. Spider-Man looks great. I really thought I was hoping it was going to be this year. But it's okay. Like, 2018 is going to be stacked. Just with Spider-Man, God of War, Detroit Become Human. It keeps going. The list is insane. Almost like their 2017 where it was so strong in the beginning that it just buried everybody else competition-wise.
Yes.
So what about God of War, man? That new trailer to me... E3, at least the E3 trailer looked incredible, especially at the end where they talked to that giant water serpent or whatever.
Well, that's the serpent of the world.
Whew.
He is of Norse mythology, but yes.
Well, it's all Norse mythology.
It was nice to see a different take on Kratos, where he's not just this pissed off, vengeful, killing everything. That's still
my
fun.
little cousins are photobombing here, but go ahead.
It's still fun to do all that stuff, but to kind of see I won't necessarily say a softer side of Kratos, but kind of a parental role. You know, he's the
I would say it is the softer side. I like that a lot. He's trying to redeem himself from what he, you know, he never got to grow up with Calliope. You know, he killed her. He freaking killed her. You know, he did save her in hell in the God of War Chains of Olympus game though, which was pretty cool. That was pretty nice events. He got to be with his brother a little bit in the not Shadow War, but I forgot. Ghost of Sparta. He got to
nailed it.
That was my favorite God of War. Ghost of Sparta was that one. I loved it a lot. I like that a lot. I think it is definitely a softer side, and I like its Norse mythology because they can go anywhere. They can do Egyptian mythology next, but I guarantee they'll do a few games before they jump into another mythology. Yes. But I like that. I like he has a beard. He's older. He's learning. You saw the rage meter build, but he calmed down, trying to teach his son. But the combos look insane. It looks like you're gonna be able to control him a little bit more. You can tell him to do things.
Yes.
And Sony kind of has this look with a lot of the recent games of, kind of taking The Last of Us 5, these two characters going on this journey together. It's a more intimate experience. It's story driven. And I like that. A lot of people, it bothers a lot of people. Like when I had Alan on the podcast, it bothered him a little bit because he said too many of the games kind of look like that now. Like they look like Last of Us. But it's okay. That's a good model for me. It's not going to be the same story. It's going to be a different story. You obviously
Kratos in anything, I'll play it.
We're very close to Shadow of War, like you said. That game looks insane. It looks so much better.
They took the first one and then they heightened it 100 times, and it just looks.
For the first one, the map looks pretty tiny, but it's actually pretty damn big.
Well, how far have you gotten?
I'm 35% through it
because
you get further. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, there's another map.
Yeah, I heard there was.
Yeah, you get done with this map and you go to another map. But yeah, no, that game.
I need to finish that game.
That game I bought on a whim. It was Christmas time. It was
Black Friday.
$14. And I played the heck out of that game. That game it's one of my favorites. He
platinumed it. He did everything in it, and I'm trying to do so, but it's quite the task. It's not easy.
Well, as most of you know, and obviously Levi, people who have more platinums in it, platinuming a game is work.
It's time consuming. I mean, it's not the funnest thing.
Work. Like that Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I platinumed that in
3 days, probably 4 days.
No, it took longer than that because you had to do you had to get all the costumes and you had to do all. It's one of the only platinums I regret getting.
Really? You regret it?
Well, just all the time I wasted on doing just the stupid stuff.
I
had fun being Spider-Man, but once you get past that,
I literally need 2 more trophies to platinum that game, and I still haven't done it.
It's so the repetitiveness of the certain things.
It is. It's very much time consuming. You got to put the effort in, and having 3 children, 3 of my little cousins, one of them running around here. It's tough. You don't have a lot of time sometimes to do what you want, and new games constantly come out, and there's always stuff you wanted to play.
I've been trying to play Until Dawn, but I can't because
he actually played a great segue. What was your first impressions of the game?
I had fun with it. I will say that it feels like it does what it's supposed to. It feels like a horror movie. It feels like you're on the edge of your seat. You're like, all right, what should I do here? Because this guy didn't kill anybody. So my goal is either to not kill anybody so I can match him or kill everyone.
To be honest, man, I got lucky. I guess I picked the right choices. Every time, when I first played it in that gameplay video, I even looked, the gameplay video I upload of Mike's journey, I really thought I killed 60% of those kids. I thought I killed more than half of the kids. I really thought. Yeah. But I end up, I guess, just picking the right choices. I'm interested to see how you finish the game. Absolutely love the game. I'm very excited to platinum it. I'm gonna do another playthrough eventually. But
it's one of those games. I've been kind of watching the Batman Telltale series.
There's a season 2 now. You know that, right?
Yeah, they released it. So I watched, but I've been watching that, and it's similar. It's all those games are kind of the Telltale does great with their games, and
the craziest part is I like how you brought that up. They announced a new season for like all their games, like Walking Dead, like they're not Borderlands, but the other one I think.
Well, they have a Game of Thrones one.
They have a whole bunch, but like Wolf Among Us.
Yes, Wolf Among Us.
Wolf Among Us too. Like they got a whole bunch. Like they know how to make their game. The Batman Telltale season 2, I was not expecting in such a short time. To be honest,
it's a game where I've watched videos, so I've spoiled it. I haven't played it personally, but I've watched.
You guys spoiled it for yourself a little bit.
But you don't though, because I've watched one guy play through it. I can make different decisions, and that's what's cool about these decision-based games, where your story won't be the same as mine.
I like that a lot, but when you watch somebody, you have a natural thing in your head that you want to pick that same one. At least for me. That's why I try not to watch anything.
I'm going to go opposite. So I watched this video, and I'm going to pick everything different than what he did.
I'm really interested to see how you handle these kiddos, because it's like you said, it's a 90s cliche horror movie, and I love it.
I might record it, and then I'll upload it for you. Mm-hmm. And then you do your face cam shit, and I want you can
post comment.
You can react. You can do reaction videos to me playing.
For sure, and and don't forget about his channel, as he does with all these other kiddos that are running around that you can't see, which we'll plug at the end.
Yeah.
But Until Dawn's great stuff.
Have you tried the Assassin's Creed yet?
I haven't downloaded. The one game I'm excited to go back and go back home and play, even though I'm gonna miss you guys very, very much here in a couple days. I'm excited to play Just Cause 3. I mean, they've been on a roll every month with new free games. Like it's been insane.
Step up your game, Xbox. PlayStation's killing it.
Honestly, yes. I Xbox One is an incredible system. I really enjoy it. But I wish I got to turn it on more, because all their exclusives are nothing I would prefer to play. I'm more of a story-driven guy, and Sony has that down to a T. And they're giving me the content I want, and all the third-party stuff I always play on their PS4 anyway.
I mean, this summer, they've always done great with their free games. They
really
the indie games have been good. I mean, the first one I got was Dead Nation. We played the shit out of that game.
Resogun, actually.
Well, Resogun too.
We played the shit out of Resogun, and we played the shit out of Dead Nation.
Yeah, that was. But Just Cause 3, $60 game, free for you.
Free Until Dawn, $20, free.
Yeah,
Life is Strange, the full season for free. And I got a couple of shameless plug. Got a couple of gameplay vids up of that. I will be finishing that game
too. I saw you had some of those. That was a free game.
That month was insane. Life is Strange and Killing Floor at the same time. Killing Floor 2 is insane, and he's got it now. We got to play it together because it is a co-op game, so we can play together. It's insane. Like, I guess I was told, shout out to Miguel on Facebook there. He was telling me a little bit about it, that you can build up points and you can buy newer guns, and the clown event that I uploaded was just for that, special event, that weekend or whatever. They're gonna take it off and it's going back to like mutant zombies and monsters. But it's a little creepy for sure. They had the haunting music, the haunting rock. They had a really cool rock anthem in there as well. That game is very, very fun. Free games are... Sony's just doing a great job. It's just a tip of the cap on them for on that. There's anything else this year you're really hyped for, that you're really getting excited about?
This year, 2017, obviously I already covered Shadow of War.
He's going to be getting quite a few. We're going to be getting Call of Duty together. We're going to be getting Destiny 2 together.
I'm actually excited. It's another game that I...
Shadow of War, I know is the big one you're really hyped for.
The big one, the Madden. Every year, that's what I do.
Couple more weeks, kiddos.
I'm looking forward. This year with 2K18, I'm gonna actually do my career. We're gonna actually get on my park.
We're gonna ball out
Strauss 87. We'll be on there.
We're gonna be balling out because we did it. We dominated in 2K14. We dominated my park.
I think we
and now
15-game winning
streak. Yeah, we did, and we're gonna. My buddy Scott's gonna get it on a PS4 instead of Xbox, so we're gonna have a third person.
Yep.
Sean. There we go. So we can almost have a crew. We need to make our guys pretty different from each other. Like make
You
somebody a
need slashers
sharpshooter.
and shooters.
I'm gonna be a point forward. I'm gonna be a tall, small forward. Like I usually, a 6'8" small forward that can pass the ball. They are doing a prelude again for 2K, 18. I think in September, maybe the end of August. Live demo is out right now. I'll be covering that when I get back home.
I'll probably post some videos too.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it is. For me, there's quite a few things. Madden 2K, obviously, I'm always hyped for. Excited for, honestly, I'm really excited for Nazi Zombies. The new Nazi Zombies for World War II looks insane. Destiny 2, I love the beta. I'm excited to kind of play that. This guy's got it again, so it's going to be fun. Team Ramsnake will be back on for sure. Back on Destiny as well. This year, there's still a lot more I want to get, but I'm gonna have to just be careful. For sure. I pre-ordered a few other things.
Well, we got not so much me. I like it, but Seth for his birthday is getting WWE 2K18, and they do a really good job with their games too. They're adding the Punjabi prison match, and
they could do better. It's not as good as THQ. It's not as good as Here Comes the Pain, No Mercy, or anything like that.
Those games are classics, but I think for the next generation, this is
not bad. But to me, with those games, at least I think playing 17 and 16 at both of your houses, I just feel like it's still too stiff. Like the animation's not fluid enough yet.
And
he doesn't understand that.
Well, that's my complaint with every 2K game.
Yeah.
When their football was out, that's my biggest complaint with 2K. 2K18, the way the players look great. They look like they should.
I feel like 2K feels pretty fluid. The one thing I don't like is that the player AI is just not good. Defensive AI is just not good in that game. It isn't.
On either side of your AI is terrible.
Yeah.
They don't do what you tell them to do, or you call a play, but they do seem like they kind of run up right. They're getting better. Their animations are getting better, and I think that's
2K is the best. There's nothing close to it. I'm sorry, live fans.
No.
Not.
Basketball wise, no, but that's all 2K games always felt.
Yeah, I understand. But this is how you feel. To me, I feel like it's very fluid. I just feel like the AI and defense. I see your complaints because it is like some games it was on skates. You cannot play. You are just on skates. You're just and people would literally zigzag, just do this over and over, and you couldn't guard them. Like 2K15, you could not guard people.
Yeah.
Because they would just zigzag, and they're like, oh, we took that out. They never took that out. And my biggest complaints from last episode. They need to fix that, and I'm hoping no one has talked about it. That's the thing about no one has talked about that.
Anybody on YouTube, anybody who plays, that's everyone's complaining. 2K, I hope Live can make a great game.
They need to.
Just the simple fact that 2K has competition.
Competition is amazing, and they need it.
Breeds
this one. Not gonna even come close. I'm sorry. It's not there yet. But like you said, it's stepping stones sometimes. You need to build a foundation because they're taking the Mike Park thing. It's called the One or whatever.
Mm. Well, no, isn't that their
career mode? I think.
Well, they're having a story mode. Yeah.
But they have their My Park type thing too, and they're gonna have
And that's the one thing is if NBA Live's if their servers can be good and you can play online against people. And it's a somewhat decent game. I'm not saying that people are going to come over to that side, but it's going to make 2K have to step up their game.
I'm with you because EA servers are always golden. They handle their server. I don't ever have issues with Madden at all. Every time I played that game online, it's been pretty smooth. Yeah, usually it
depends on
the connection between you. Yeah. Like you and me sometimes have bad connection sometimes, and it gets a little laggy. But it's not the game's fault. It's not the server's fault. It's more our fault. We're in 2K. You can literally tell it's their fault. It is bad sometimes playing that game. Coming from a guy, you heard me bitch about it in the last video, so I won't bitch about it again.
We'll kind of cut that one short.
But we'll cut that short. Let's talk about our impressions of the gameplay vids of Madden 18. What do you think about that? Is there nothing else you want to talk about game wise? Anything else you were excited about?
there was a little game for the Sega Genesis called Mutant Football League, and the creator has remade it, and they met their Kickstarter goal. They went way above and beyond their Kickstarter goal. The game drops for the PC, I believe, in October.
Oh wow, that's pretty close.
I believe you can get for consoles. It's early 2018. Just check it out. It plays a lot like NFL Blitz, but with mutants, werewolves, aliens, and you have a play where you can have a chainsaw. You can bribe the refs. You can kill the ref. I mean, it's a
you can kill the ref.
If you bribe the ref and he's calling bullshit penalties on me, I'm gonna kill him. And it's just support people who are out there making games.
That's a great segue. I want to talk about a little bit. Is Kickstarter, because for me, I don't like that. I don't like Kickstarters. I want to know definitively that game's going to be made. But what made you want to contribute? Was it just the memories?
I love that game as a kid, and you get to see,
And how much did you put down, if I may ask that? I mean, you don't have to say that.
It was only $50.
Okay.
So with $50, I get 2 copies of the game. And so
physical?
They're digital.
Okay.
But I mean, there was goals where you could. I didn't have this kind of money, but if you donated thousands of dollars, I forgot what it was, like $3,500, you can make your own team. You can put you could have been in the game as a star player.
Yeah.
And all it is they have teams like the Nuke. Was it the Nuke England Patriots and the Deadlanta Vultures, and then it's a lot of
a lot of parody,
a lot of play on words.
Yeah, a lot of parody. The reason why I bring that up is because a lot of people got burned on Mighty Number 9, and that game was That's KJ Ifune. You can tell it looked like Mega Man again. It was gonna be Mega Man, and that game just turned out not to be what it was.
You might get burned, but the cool thing with this is, I don't know about that game. What happened with that is.
Because it bashed its goal. Like, Kickstarter is a great way. Like, Friday the 13th came out because of Kickstarter. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta go, like, Super Troopers 2 got funded because of Kickstarter. Like, Kickstarter's not a bad thing. That's not what I want to say. It's just, to me, I'm very cautious on it to drop a good amount of money on something that might not get there. Because you don't get it back. You don't get your money back.
Well, if they don't meet their goal, you do.
Okay.
But if they meet their goal, you don't. My brother Jack, he played the beta. How did you think of it? It was a little.
Get on camera, Jacko. Get in the middle here.
What did you think of the beta of Mutant League Football? Did you get to play a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, I know your computer wasn't the best, or the gaming card or whatever, so it was probably a little choppy in it. No, it wasn't even the beta. It was the pre-alpha. He played the pre-alpha version of the game. So
what do you think, Jack? Come on.
Yeah, I like NFL Blitz, and it's very similar. So. I had to throw down his
So, if you like arcade,
that's my cousin.
If you like arcade style games, it gives you a break from Madden or whatever you're playing. It looks like fun.
It's not similar to Blood Bowl, right? Because a lot of people do not like Blood Bowl.
No, it's not. Isn't that like, I never played it? Isn't that like a?
It's kind of like a chess game.
Is that a turn? Isn't that a turn based?
Yeah, it's a little weird for football. It's not
boring.
traditional football.
I think I've looked at that a couple times and passed.
They made 2. They did well enough to make 2.
They did make 2.
Yeah,
I'm not into the especially like turn based. I know people love Final Fantasy and all those. Football, keep that turn based nonsense out of it.
Well, unfortunately, Final Fantasy's not that way as much as it used to be.
Oh, it's not turn based in it? I've played one of them.
15, I bought day 1, like deluxe version. So I put 5 hours into it. 6. I need to play more. Persona 5. I put 180. I didn't stop playing that game. I didn't stop playing. That game was everything I want. Speaking of which, I know I always bring this Persona up. There was a couple new Persona games announced. I will be doing a reaction video when I get back. I forgot to plug that in the beginning. So sorry about that. So let's go into our Madden 18. Madden 18. Sorry, this is the sports time. If you guys want to leave now, you can. I'll give you a little bit of a minute.
And it is sports time.
Yeah, it's the sports time. But still video games. But it's Madden 18. I wanted to talk about because a lot of the YouTubers got to fly out to Orlando, which I live, You know, so I don't have to fly
That'll be
them.
you
But
someday.
yeah,
Not
they
fly-
got.
maybe they'll go.
Yeah, they do. I just literally I could drive there. It's not
Yeah.
a far drive at all.
Yeah.
It's probably like maybe an hour at most. I tried to intern there a couple times to be honest with you. But Madden 18, a lot of gameplay videos got released. You know, Toke Nasty, I Maverick, Shake and Bake. Everybody, like a lot of people, got a lot of the big YouTubers got to experience and play it. But we watched a ton of gameplay. JJ and I. What was your first impressions? Because a lot to the naked eye, people are going to say this is the same game.
Yeah,
Clearly, it's not.
It looks the engine, the Frostbite engine, just
Looks a lot better.
It looks great. The players look better. They look more fluid. There's still going to be bugs because what they played in Orlando isn't necessarily what we as the public are going to get.
Because it's a few weeks out still.
And that's why I think they flew them out there is to kind of get honest opinions about what they thought. You know, I know.
Yeah, because they got to play with all the Ultimate Team legends and
they got
all the MUT
elites
legends and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to get that right off the bat when you play it. You're going to have to spend some time and grind out that game to get some of those guys.
But you know, I know one of iMav's videos. He had the jukes just look like they work. Like he went in between two guys, just roasted them.
Like you said, he was
critical.
He was pretty critical on it.
The zone defense and
the presentation. I want to talk a little bit. It looks a lot better. The one thing I didn't like about the presentation because they show the intro of guys, you know, huddling, putting their hand, you know, doing the whole, you know, like 1, 2, 3, you know, go team, whatever. But the only thing I didn't like about some of that, it looked like it was too much of a cutscene where it would be like, this would happen, Brady would walk out, and then it would freeze and then cut to something else. It didn't look like a natural TV production yet. I don't know if they can fix that. We might have to wait for Madden 19 for that. That's the only thing that kind of bugged me. I love the presentation in it, the fireworks, guys coming out the tunnel. But that's the one thing that just
used to have that.
I don't know why, but that bugged the shit out of me. Like it just like it would freeze and then go to something else, then freeze again and then go to something else.
Like something I always bug me about Madden 17, and it's a very small irk, but just getting rid of the coin toss, like.
Small things matter though.
I know, like
that's what I liked about 2K is they kept doing the small things to improve it. They got the whole the TNT. Excuse me, I'm burping. The TNT group.
Yeah.
They got the whole TNT group. You know, they got Reggie Miller. They got C-Web. They had a whole bunch of what city you were in. You had a different commentary team. Unfortunately, you and I probably never experienced it because we played my team the whole time, so you always had the same commentary crew on my team. But if we played my career, we would have different. We would have everybody else. We would have Reggie Miller, we have C-Web, and a few others.
Well, that's what I would like someday for Madden to get to, where if I'm playing on Monday night, I don't want
the same guys, Chris Collins or whatever.
And I know that's money and more work, but it's
not an excuse for EA though. They have the money. They have the resources.
But to be able just
Toke Nasty paid for everything. For all the packs he uploaded, he paid pretty much everything. They got money. They made money from MUT. MUT is the best selling. It's
good too.
Card game. Like they make money from that. They have to. I understand keeping some of it in their pocket. Obviously you deserve it. You work hard, but you need to spend some of that too to improve the game. It's different with sports games, though. I know. Don't kill us in the comments. They have like 8 months to make a great game. Literally, when the new game comes out, one team's working on the old game to keep it fresh,
patches,
and the other team's working on the new game already. It's not even out.
Sports games are difficult.
It's tough, and sometimes we gotta wait years to get what we want. But you gotta spend a little bit. And there's no excuse on that, in my opinion.
Well, I've been going back playing older Maddens, and
we've been playing a lot of NCAA football. We missed that.
Yeah,
Bring that back.
Bring that back, EA. I know it's not your fault, but kind of, but not really.
Those damn contract hubs.
Well, the likenesses, man.
Yeah.
Making money. Just pay the kids.
Yeah.
But the presentations, just from year to year, like 1 year you'll have like this, Ray Lewis dancing out of the tunnel, and then it's gone, and and they take out little things to try to, I don't even know. there was years span where it was the same game. But what I've liked lately is EA listens to us, to you. If you're us,
our opinion matters.
When you want something, not necessarily going to be in the game, but, they'll at least look into it, it seems like, or, So, and they're another game that, they don't have to make a new game, or they don't have to, we'll buy it no matter what. So you don't have to make a new, you just slap the roster.
Are you comfortable with the other side of the coin where people always say, let us keep the game and just give us a new roster every year? Are you comfortable paying for a new roster for throw $35 for a new roster for half a game? To me, I'm not. I'd rather have a new game.
I
know a lot of my sports friends feel that way, and some people I've talked to when I used to work at said place that would get mad and that would say that. They would say that they'd rather just pay. I would never want to pay for a roster, to be honest.
I do,
because you could just download them anyway. Someone puts in the hard work for free already.
Yeah, I do feel like they try to get bad. There's nobody there who's like, you know what, we're gonna make the same game. This shit that didn't work, it's not gonna work next. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to suck. They're trying, and
that's another thing too. That's a great point because people think it's easy to make a video game. Some of these games take 5 years. Some of the greatest games that we've loved the past few years, Uncharted 4, Last of Us, that game wasn't made in 8 months. That game was made 4.5, 5 years of work, of your life, of their life, of those creators' life, of 200 plus people, 5 years to make a game. And Horizon Zero Dawn, fantastic game. 6 years.
It is
6 years of that game being made. And you know what? You know what sports guys got to do? They got to do it in 8 months. That's not easy at all. You got to make a great foundation and keep adding to that foundation to making it great. But to the other point you made, sometimes they just wipe away the slate and just make a new one, and then we have to wait years again. It's tough. I mean, they're almost always in a lose-lose situation, but yet they still keep making money. So that's what keeps it going.
They make money. Well, the NFL is huge. Most, not everyone, but most people love the NFL.
America's sport.
It is, and for Madden players especially, I mean, it's not the most competitive video game sport. I mean, but there are tons of people who play. It's not up there with the Call of Duties and. I know Mortal Kombat and Injustice 2 have...
I disagree. Madden is up there.
Madden is up there, but I would say Call of Duty and then probably like Madden.
Yeah. That's the dream. Everybody wants the
first-person
Call of
shooters
Duty numbers.
are
But even Call of Duty has been slipping number-wise. They haven't been hitting their quota.
I guess I meant first-person shooters in general. People love... those are...
But Madden's Madden has this terrible reputation that it's just a jock-only thing.
No,
and it's not. Everybody can play Madden.
And that's... I know I mentioned this in the last one, but that's what I like about their 3D game modes.
The guy you saw here earlier, we could testament to you. Jack. He's not the most... he doesn't really like sports, but he plays sports games all the time.
Yeah, it's the community of Madden players. I mean, it ranges from...
Everybody plays it. And like I said, this is what, my channel is about. It's just getting outside your comfort zone and trying it. Yeah. And that's why there's demos and stuff.
Yeah.
So give it a try. I've been really critical of NBA Live 18, and I haven't even played the demo yet. But I have to play it before I can really judge it.
I agree with that.
It's fairness to that game.
It was my favorite basketball series until 2005.
Yeah.
And then 2K took over because
to me, I've always been 2K. It's always been 2K for me.
NBA Live was it was kind of like playing NBA Jam without the theatrics. It was arcade style, where you want to play a basketball game.
I remember this story a lot because we wanted to rent 2K8. Kleinbauer and I, way back when we first met each other in college, Valencia College, and if he's watching, you remember this story. And I'm like, well, we can still play basketball tonight. Just get Live 8. And he's like, dude, that game sucks. Don't do it. I'm like, dude, and I kept, I kept hounding him. I'm like, dude, let's just do it. It's a basketball. We can still have fun. And I fucking hated it. I did not. There you go. I dropped my F-bomb today. I did not.
Each get 6 a show.
I did not love NBA Live, and it's always put a bad taste in my mouth. I just never liked how it animated. I liked how it looked. It looked great graphically. It looked better in 2K back in the day. Like 2K8, when Chris Paul was on the cover, we're like, who the hell is Chris Paul in New Orleans? But that game was fantastic. The game, how it handled, and I didn't care how it looked graphically. I just liked how it played. It played much better than Live to me. So, in my opinion, that's just how it was. And then 2K just took over. Live was very dominant until 10, and then 2K just took over for whatever reason.
Even with the lacking of service.
Even with the bad server problem, like they've been great, and the server. That's the crazy part. The server problem's been bad since day one, since 2K7, 2K8, and it still hasn't been adjusted, and it bugs me.
And they're big. My favorite thing about the 2K series when I first started playing it was, first of all, being a Pistons fan, we were great in 2K5, 2K6.
Yeah, we were.
Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Chauncey, Rip,
Tayshaun.
The bench was deep. But that aside, when they had the My Career mode, where I remember I was drafted by the Utah Jazz in 2K7 or 8, and I got a leg injury, but they kept me. So the game actually has me limping up and down the court. It was so awesome. I'm like, what the heck is this? It was so awesome. I didn't like being hurt, but it was kind of cool that they put that in there.
Their story mode's been fantastic. Their career modes, and EA's starting to take a lesson on that. We're gonna see how the long shot is.
I don't like that it can't be me though.
That still bugs me. I'd rather be me, but it's okay if they tell a good enough story. I'll be invested. And JJ and I, that's the one thing we love about sports games, because we can tell our own story. We create our own story. Like, one year I'm MVP in the league. Next year JJ, he wins 2 straight, and every year we're in the Super Bowl, and we're facing each other. And we rewrite our own stories. Like I drafted this halfback in the 3rd round, but he ended up being like a 92 overall or whatever. Like I'm hitting home runs. Like I usually do a really good job drafting. We tell our own stories, and it's really, really interesting. Stephen A. and Max Killian, by the way, is going to be in NBA Live 18. Just people that want to know.
I won't buy it now.
Yeah, you talk about it. Like the price point into NBA Live 18.
I lost all interest once you said those 2 names.
It's $39.99. It has James Harden on the cover. JJ said it's only going to be on sale for a limited time. I think that's BS. I think they're just going to keep it at 40. I think they're just trying to get as much pre-orders. The rumor release date is September 25th around 2K, which is a bad idea. Don't do that, in my opinion.
Well, I think you have to, though. Like, you're competing against
If you would, I would get it out before that.
You want to compete. So, and what I've noticed is most YouTubers get both. They
see what series will take. Obviously,
you make you make videos for both, and you try to.
Like, I don't want it to kill Live. I want it to be good. I want it to succeed. But what I've seen so far, it just doesn't.
I liked the addition.
Look good.
I like the addition of the Drew League.
I like that. That's pretty cool. That's interesting.
The women's, the women's league. Is
WNBA. That's a really nice idea. I like the FIFA women.
And FIFA's another game I just get bored with it.
I actually really enjoy FIFA a lot. That game playing online is very, very fun. But it's one of those games, like, I'm not the biggest soccer fan, so I never really buy FIFA. But FIFA is a fantastic game. It's their best-selling game. It's making a ton of money every year.
Yeah,
it's probably surpassing Call of Duty in numbers. Or pretty close to.
You know why?
It sells everywhere else. But
soccer is the most popular sport in the world.
And it's getting popular in the United States. Like where I live in Orlando City is huge. They built a new stadium, Camping World Stadium. It's tickets sell out. I got friends that are season ticket holders. They got good seats. Orlando City, it's a fun thing. Going to a sporting event is an amazing feeling. It's so much different than watching it on TV. Honestly, watching it on TV is the best thing to do because you see all angles. When you go to a sporting event, it's all about atmosphere, chilling with your family, being drunk, saying the other team sucks.
it's like going to see your favorite band live.
It's an amazing
It's
experience.
better, especially when I tend to go to a lot of away games for my team, so I don't get that. When you're at
when you're living here in Green Bay, you kind of have to.
When you're at your stadium with your fans,
same for me though. Like if they come to Florida, I have to watch the
when
away.
you have everyone. The few games I went to in Detroit,
Which we did. We went when we were 5-0. We went. And everybody had a lunch. Like it was all our people, and it was such an amazing feeling because most of our family, even though they live in Green Bay now, we're from Traverse City. We're from Michigan. That's our home, and that's why we rock these colors. And
just to get to share that experience, but
you get to be there, just being all together. We were with Grandpa. We were
not just that, just
awesome.
like-minded people.
Yeah, everyone just liking the same shit you do.
For the most part, there's always visiting assholes like this because when I go to Lambeau. But it's
like us.
When you lose, when you lose, you don't have people constantly talking shit to you when you're walking out.
That's another part of it too. All Packer fans. Oh, it's okay. You'll get us next time. And I'm like, get away from me, Sam. Rude. Yeah. They were not that bad last year though. When we went to the game, they were pretty calm about it. I didn't get a lot of shit talk.
Well, that's because they were scared.
I think so because we almost won.
They knew what Matthew Stafford's capable of.
I think they're starting to respect us a little bit more because we seem to be on the rise.
Yeah.
We kind of went off tangent a little bit, like way up.
But
what did you like? What did you like of the gameplay videos? Really quick, Madden, what you saw.
The jukes look, like I said, the jukes look crazy good.
Animations look good too.
The animations are. You still can. It still seems like you can abuse the safeties over the middle. They still seem to play too far.
Maverick says the zoning is still broken. It's bad. It doesn't work. We'll see. I hope they fix that. They got 2 weeks to fix it.
What is it? 15 the zones are good.
Yeah.
15 the zones are good. 16 was when they. But yeah, you got to be able to play defense if you're gonna win in any of them. But I like that. I like the Lions and the unis. I know that's not part of the actual gameplay experience.
The unis look great.
Fire.
Everything looks really, really good. Animations look good. Presentation looks good. Even how it handles, I'm sure there's going to be a little tweak. But we haven't played it yet. But everyone was talking pretty positive when they were playing it.
Yeah, but it's hard for me to.
Maverick was the only one that really kind of.
Well, he critiqued the zone defense, but
and I appreciate that. A lot of people don't have the guts to do that. But they got a free flight. They got to hang out.
But he's still, he did a video of 3-on-3, and he said they got torched, but he still had a lot of fun playing it. And that's a mode I'd like to try a little more too. We're
going to. Kleinbauer wants to play that mode.
To try to get us three against other three. That seemed the team play seems like it could be fun. It's hard for me from a video to be like, oh man, I like this, I don't like this. I can't wait to get my hands on it to see what I like about it.
Are you still gonna pick Barry?
Yeah.
Me too.
Who else? There's not.
Well, it's Barry, Tom Brady, Deion Sanders.
Oh, I'm not saying no because you're not right. I'm saying
no. I know what you're saying. Deion Sanders, and I forgot the other two.
If you don't pick Barry Sanders, you're dumb. You're real dumb.
Well, I got a lot of people that are gonna pick the cover boy. I feel like they're gonna pick Brady. Or Deion, I feel like it was the two they're going to pick.
Tom Brady, smash his phone. I love Tom Brady, by the way. But he's a cheater, according to other people.
Asterisk.
I don't feel that way.
He told you. They all did. Belichick cheated. Spygate was real.
Cheating.
All that shit
That's
was
not
real.
Cheating. He already knew all the Jets played. They play each other twice a year for the last fucking forever.
True, I guess.
So he already knew all the Jets plays. And I like their take no prisoners attitude.
It's going to be interesting.
If you talk shit about us, guess what? We'll go 16-0 and lose the fucking Super Bowl because that sucked. But no, as a
that did suck for them, man.
I know, dude. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see them win it. But
I was the opposite. I want to see Eli win it.
But
and he did.
But there is no choice. You can't go with Tom Brady. Deion Sanders, he cheats on his wife and goes bankrupt.
I forgot the other two besides Barry.
But Barry's the way to go.
Rice.
I'm gonna go.
Was it Jerry Rice?
Is it Jerry?
Yeah.
You sure?
Are you pre-ordering it, Jack?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so
And I know I think now I've heard conflicting things, but if you pre-order it, you get it early. Because now
I believe the Goat Edition you get early. You get 5 days early, like you said. Not 5 days, maybe like 3 days early. It's that Friday instead of the Tuesday or something.
Conflicting reports are that the website of the store that must not be named says it comes out August 22nd.
Store that must not be
Where I've
named.
read that it comes out August 25th, so maybe 22nd's early.
22nd's the early day.
So,
It's that
so
Friday.
you get it Tuesday instead of Friday. Because the 25th is a Friday.
25th. Okay, so it's
So maybe
Tuesday
you
we get it.
Tuesday instead of Friday.
Interesting, man. Coming out on Friday this year. Interesting.
I've always felt this way since I became an adult and had to work. Like, games should always come out on Friday.
Yeah, you get the weekend
Well,
party.
but
the weekend party.
not all adults have weekends off, so I get that too. Some
It's interesting. I wonder who really decide that. Like, oh, let's just go. Let's just Tuesday.
well, all media, movies are released on
CDs.
Tuesday.
CDs.
The only
so
thing, movies in theaters are released on Fridays, but
bless you. Sometimes earlier. Sometimes Wednesday.
that's
Which is odd. Like, it's like okay, like who
Where
the
you
hell's
can go
going to
make-
Wednesday? Like,
I guess it depends on.
but it'll be full. Everyone's seen Wonder Woman or whatever. It's really interesting. What I've seen so far, everything I've watched, all the gameplay videos, it looks really nice. It looks really smooth. I'm interested to play it, see how it feels, see how our franchise mode feels, see if we can level up properly where we don't have to win an award to get a quick level up or whatever like that. I'm interested to see that. I'm interested to play Mutt and the team captains, the team leaders or whatever. Team leaders, you can keep, you get to choose one from each team if you have enough silver coins or gold coins or something like that, and you can upgrade them. Like you can put them in, you can put them in a program to upgrade them, and they can upgrade again and get better, which is interesting. I want to see how that really works.
Well, I also this is for you guys who watch this. Comment. Maybe me and Levi will grind on Mutt and get try to build our teams up, and once a week we'll play each other and we'll post on here. If that's something you would like to see, let us know. Give feedback. That's the way we'll know.
You guys have been so supportive. You've done a really good job. I need to again make the social medias. I did do the Twitter, but I gotta make one for the podcast as well. So we're gonna get into real life sports, and there's a couple questions I want to bounce in your head here. The rumor is, well, it's been reported that Carmelo, the trade talks with the Knicks and Rockets have opened up again.
Yes.
So they're gonna try to do it, try to get it done. The thing is there a way that us Pistons fans, is there a way that we can?
Why do you always have to yell?
We add thanks, cousin.
He's just loud.
I'm just loud, buddy.
He's not yelling.
This is just how I talk.
This is yelling.
It's an echoey boom.
Yeah.
But the thing is there a way for our Pistons to get both Carmelo and Kyrie?
I hope
No.
not.
Jumping into that, would he rescind? The reason why they opened trade talks with the Rockets again, I should put more perspective. I'm sorry, is that he hasn't opened up his list anymore to his other team. But would he if we get Kyrie? Is there a way for us to get both?
Oh, that's tough.
And would you want that? To me,
I don't want Melo.
I would do it because I don't know why everyone wants to go west. I want to go west. Stay east.
That's also true.
If we get Carmelo, Kyrie, and we have Avery Bradley, and we have our Tristan Thompson or whatever center we're gonna have to take from one of those teams, I think we have a good shot to make a deep run, get B2 seed,
Get beat by.
make Carmelo the 4. Do we have to give up Tobias to get Carmelo? To me, it seems like what's really holding up the deal is no one wants to take Ryan Anderson's contract. That seems to be the issue.
Yeah, Ryan Anderson. I don't want to take his contract either, but I think he'd fit well in Detroit.
He would. That's what Stan Van Gundy wants.
Yeah, I think he'd be the.
But to me, Carmelo, he is best at the 4. He will dominate at the 4 because everyone plays small ball.
He would.
Not defensively. That's
He's
not his thing.
still one of the great scorers of.
He's gonna get you 25. You're not a bad team. He's gonna get you. But our team would be better. The hype would be good again. You get Little Caesars Arena would be packed and super cold because there's ice on the floor still because of the Red Wings game.
Free Little Caesars every night.
It would be The possibility of us getting Kyrie, I think, is a real thing.
To me, I believe it's gonna happen. You heard it first in the last week's episode. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But I think Melo, if he doesn't end up in Houston, he's gonna end up in Cleveland because he'll end up buying out his contract and he's just gonna walk.
But if you were Melo, would you do it? Would you
want to play in Detroit? No.
Well, I mean, if they get Kyrie.
If they get he wants to play with his.
I know he wants the banana boat for sure.
Oh, yeah, he wants to get.
But to me, if you want to win, I would do it.
Houston's gonna be tough to beat. Yeah, it's gonna. Can you make Melo a catch and shoot guy?
So who's gonna? That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like he's a good fit with the Rockets. I don't feel like
he's not a catch and shoot guy. He's not gonna fit good with Detroit either.
I don't feel like Chris Paul. I don't feel like Chris Paul and James Harden can play together. I don't feel like they can, but maybe they can. I don't feel like they can because they both are ball dominant.
I think what happens in those situations, and you saw it with when Miami, when they first got together,
they struggled for a little bit.
It's because they share too much. You're gonna see a lot. Chris Paul and James Harden passing too much to each other. Where once you get comfortable and everybody has a role, and you're like, all right, I do this, he does this.
But the thing is, you're asking them to be what Melo isn't, like you said, not a catch and shoot. Can Chris Paul be a catch and shoot? Can James Harden be a
Chris Paul's the point guard. He's never going to be a catch and shoot. He's going to be the guy.
That's what I'm saying. Where James Harden is so ball dominant, he's basically the point guard. He's holding the ball.
But he's going to
please go stand in the quarter because that's where you're going to get the ball.
You're going to see the flow of the game kind of go different.
This is what I would do. Is Mike D'Antoni. You heard me this before on the Golden God and Friends podcast. I would have Chris Paul and James Harden pick a role with each other all the time. I would make point guards and shooting guards try to guard both those guys by pick and roll with each other. That's what I would do.
I think you get in a rhythm with substitutions where they're on the floor with each other quite a bit, but you can take out Harden. Comes in Chris Paul, and then you still have your ball dominance, but they're obviously going to have to be on the court at the same
think they're going to be able to do that. But they're going to start the game out together.
They will,
and those plus minus will probably be super down. But as soon as they're separated, of course they're going to be company with the roll. Okay, everyone get in a corner, and I'll get you a ball after I pick a roll. That's what they're going to do.
But we did see James Harden make the train. That's why I thought this was weird, because we finally saw Harden not be as ball dominant for the first time in his career. He actually passed the ball. It was crazy.
He was good at it.
He was a great point guard in this system. So for them to go trade for a point guard to move him back to the 2 was I thought it was foolish.
Well, they kind of did anyway, because Patrick Beverley started again.
Yeah.
And he was back at the 2 anyway, but he still held the ball.
Well, no.
Beverly just got better
was the point guard. Beverly just was
hung out. He was hung out, I guess.
And he
but he was, at the beginning of the year, James Harden really was. He was the PG. Like, he was listed at point guard. But as the year went on, Beverly became point guard again, and they gave Harden the 2. Which was interesting when we were talking about it. Like, that's when they moved Eric Gordon to the bench, and that's when he excelled.
Well, him and
they traded for Lou Williams, which was interesting.
They traded 2 6 men of the year.
Yeah, they did.
Candidates. So
and they just traded
maybe the 7th man of the year.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't understand that trade. I thought Chris Paul going to San Antonio made a lot more sense.
I thought they would be more involved in it,
because that window
or Minnesota or somebody. I feel like somebody would be more involved in that. But it happened so quick, which it probably wasn't, because they probably talked about weeks about it. But it just happened so quick in the media. It just was like breaking news.
Yeah, you didn't hear anything, and then all of a sudden, it's Chris Paul on the Houston Rockets. It still doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm happy for Houston fans. They're trying out. Their owner's trying out. He's trying to make a super team. He's trying to do what it takes.
The wrong pieces, man.
And something in their head last year that they didn't like. Like, they tried so hard to spread the floor. They hit more threes than the Warriors. They did whatever, and they still couldn't get to them. So I think that was the problem, and they got a bad mentality because everybody's trying to make super teams now. And I don't think that's always the right way. I think the Warriors did it the right way. You know, they built their team by drafting.
Yes.
And then Kevin Durant,
But
he's a snake and a traitor. He made a decision, hey, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit, money-wise, to play for a championship team that didn't need me.
But he
ended up being the guy this year.
He's a lot more fun to watch in Golden State than he was in Oklahoma City. That offense just suits him.
Yeah.
The spread it out.
Well, any offense suits anybody could excel in the Warriors offense. Very much like the Spurs offense, where they just kind of open it up there.
Well, it's non-selfish basketball. It's maybe.
But again, they play good defense, and that's the thing Houston also lacked. They just could not play defense.
That's not how D'Antoni coaches.
Yeah, he doesn't coach. He's not a defensive coach. You're right.
D'Antoni, when he was in Phoenix, man, that team was fun to watch, but they couldn't ever get over the hump because they don't play defense. But they're going to try to score. We're going to score 180 points tonight. Can you score 181?
So if you're Houston, would you do it?
Would
you get the banana boat? Would you get Mel?
Why not at this point? I mean, it's
who would you think he would? Would he excel better at the Cavs, or would he excel better at the Rockets?
The Cavs.
To me, I don't feel like he fits the Rockets.
I think he'd be better on the Cavs.
To me, he needs to play the 4.
He would be on the Cavs with
LeBron, and he played 4.
Well, with LeBron not being, he is the most least ball dominant. Well, he is still ball dominant. He has to have the ball in every possession. But why wouldn't you give your best player the ball? But
you can play a really good pick and popping game.
He dishes all because they're both big. They can both play the 4. LeBron can play the 5 sometimes, but the pick and roll would be insane with them. Because what are you going to do?
It'd be a hard cover. It's almost like Steph Curry and KD's pick and roll. That's always an issue.
Oh, yeah.
No one could solve it.
Yeah,
the only team that could solve it was the Spurs because Kawhi just shut down KD, but then he ankle injury.
And I still don't think he would have shut him down for.
Not completely, but that first game would have been theirs.
Yeah,
at least.
And they would have.
They had 25 points.
They would have lost in 5 or 6.
Maybe I don't know. I feel like the Spurs beat them down because they know how to play them. But they did lose a big component again, and Jonathan Simmons signed Orlando Magic, signed that big deal with Orlando Magic. But the Spurs, they are the perfect example. They take anybody and make them better. And Rudy Gay is going to excel on that team.
They're the New England Patriots of the NBA.
They really are. They are, and they do it the right way. They just, they pick the right veteran up. They draft the right European dude, and it just works out that way.
The right European dude.
And who would have thought, George Hill was his favorite player, Popovich's favorite player, but he gave him up for Kawhi, and Kawhi surpassed George Hill in every single way.
Kawhi has surpassed most people.
Yeah, I think Kawhi, he's probably in the top 5.
He might be the 3rd best player in the league.
He's so...
It's him, it's LeBron,
he doesn't
it's
get
KD.
He doesn't get enough love. The reason being is because he's so quiet. He does everything right, and he's not a flashy, showboaty guy like LeBron and KD. They're always in the news media. You hear Kawhi run his mouth? Never.
No. And I wouldn't say KD's a flashy...
He says some bad things.
Oh yeah, when you
he's too into Twitter. If I was,
you can't tell me that. I know your personality. Levi'd be all over Twitter if he was a professional athlete. He's not now because he's not a professional athlete, but he wants to know what everybody thinks of him.
If I would never I would hope a teammate or somebody would try to snatch him because he cares way too much about Twitter. This year he did a good job because he seemed to quiet the boo birds and the Twitter birds because he just played ball.
Well, that's
what you need to do.
Once you get pegged the villain, just embrace it. Embrace the role and go out and shut everybody up.
Okay, so what's it going to take for the Kyrie trade to happen for Detroit? What is there going to be a 3rd, 4th team?
I think they definitely have to give up Stanley Johnson. He has to go. Drummond. I'm not sure.
I think Drummond would have to be in the deal. I think they want to get rid of Tristan Thompson. I think he would be going the Cavs or whoever. Like that 13 we named was Clippers last time.
It's really up to LeBron. He's the GM of that team.
The GM.
He But a lot of it is based on they don't think he's going to be there anymore. So they don't want Tristan Thompson because that's Tristan Thompson's LeBron's guy. I said it
He
last
did get all his homies paid. Like Tristan Thompson got a fat contract. J.R. Smith got a fat
They don't want
contract. Kevin Love got a fat contract when everyone talked about they were trying to run Kevin Love out of town. What did he do? He gave him a fat contract. And they won it. They ended up winning a title that year, but they don't want him now. They want to get rid of him.
And again, I said it last time, and they'll never do it, and you can't do it. But you trade LeBron James and you keep Kyrie Irving. If you think he's not going to sign with you, and I don't think he.
I think it's 50-50. I don't think he's completely.
I don't even think, and I'm not even sold that he's going to LA. But
I just don't think
he does not like Dan Gilbert. He does not want to play for him. And he got Cleveland its championship like he promised, and now he can go.
He can, but I think it's a 50-50 coin. Like, it's a coin toss. I don't feel like...
I just feel like...
This Kyrie news came out of the blue. It was weird.
Well, I heard today there's a 2-game stretch during the playoffs where Kyrie didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And he doesn't...
Apparently he was promised it was going to be his team, and LeBron came back.
Yeah. And 11 days later after he signed his extension, or is it 10? 10 or 11 days later, LeBron
and
back.
And, like, I don't understand if it's about winning and getting
it
titles.
Should always be about winning, but
it seems like he wants to be the guy.
Yeah.
He just wants to be. That's why I feel like the Pistons would fit. We got 2 years control of them, and we could try to convince them and build around them in that time because they're going to extend Bradley. The money they didn't want to give to KCP, they're going to give to Bradley. They're going to give to Bradley a heartbeat. They're going to because Bradley's a better player. And he's getting better every year. To me, he was Boston's second best player, and they gave him up because they felt like they couldn't resign him for Gordon Hayward. Because they got to pay Isaiah. That's what they choose.
And Isaiah will be gone too soon. They're not going to re-up Isaiah either.
I think they're going to.
I don't think you can. A 5'9" guy.
I know, but
he's great.
He's
great.
He
balls, and he's a fourth quarter player. But he also disappears.
He just can't. He can't play defense because he's 5'9".
And I think they want to go other routes. There's this other guy that might be a free agent soon named LeBron James, who could possibly go to Boston.
I don't think he goes there.
I mean,
LeBron. Seriously, this is not a joke. When I say this, he should go to Philadelphia. Their team, if Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz stays healthy with LeBron James, it doesn't matter. Even if one of those guys go down with LeBron James, they're going to go to the finals. They're going to the finals. Philly's going to the finals.
LeBron goes to anything. But what you just said is, so we got Joel Embiid, can't stay healthy, right? But when he is healthy, he looks good.
He is the best player, best center.
But Ben Simmons, what have you seen of Ben Simmons?
That we don't know.
Markelle Fultz, what have you seen of Markelle Fultz?
We don't know.
Exactly.
But what does LeBron do? He makes all those guys better anyway.
But if they're trash, because
I don't think they're going to be trash. I think Ben's too good. I think Markelle Fultz is too good. I don't think he's number one overall.
The NBA draft is such a crapshoot. You have to be bad.
This was the deepest draft
according to experts, but you can go back and look at any draft.
I don't think this is like Cleveland's draft where they drafted Bennett number one. I think Fultz can ball. I think Fultz can ball out. I think he's gonna play good. But LeBron, if I was him, I would go to Philly because that team's on the rise. If those guys build up together and stay together and share the ball together, because it seems like Ben Simmons is gonna be the point guard. He's the point forward for sure. He's the LeBron-esque player. And I feel like those guys are too good to be mediocre. I know it's early to say that, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I haven't seen Ben Simmons play an actual NBA game yet.
No one does, but it's unfortunate. But the same thing with Blake Griffin that one year when
Griffin,
he dominated, that his rookie year.
Blake Griffin at this point in his career though,
is okay,
slightly above mediocre.
To me, I feel like with Chris Paul gone, he's going to be better.
I think he was better with Chris Paul.
I think he's going to be better. The reason being is he's a pretty good ball handler. His assists will go up. It's his team now. They're going to have a weird, funky 4-5 pick and roll, and it's going to work. It's going to work. And the thing about it, the Clips are not talking about it, but that excuse my Spanish, and I don't know his name, but that the person that got over from Spain, España. He is he's like a 6'5" point guard that can pass the ball and he's one of the best passers. So I don't think the Clips are going to drop off as much as everyone thinks with Chris Paul being on. They can still contend a little. I don't know if they're going to be a playoff team, but that guy, I seen his highlight reel, and that guy is legit.
He's not a better passer than Chris Paul.
I think he is.
Chris Paul is one of the best passers of
yes,
his
but he
generation.
needs to. He needs to
averages.
slow. I know he's good, but
At one point in his career, I think he averaged 15 assists a game.
I know, it was insane. He's good, but he's a very ball dominant guy. Where this guy, he doesn't
point guards are though.
Some aren't
The bad ones who don't get a bunch of assists.
Kyrie.
Kyrie is not a point guard.
He's definitely a shooter in my opinion.
Yeah, he's a shooting guard who has to have the ball on his.
But he doesn't play shooting guard. He plays point guard.
Because he's 6 foot.
Look at Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is one of the best passers I've ever seen too.
He is. He's a great passer, but he's
not ball dominant.
He's chucking it up. But he's chucking threes half court and making them.
But the guy, that guy has some of the most amazing passes I've ever seen.
I feel like his passing's underrated. I don't feel like people talk about it enough. He's a really good passer.
Good too.
He's a really good driver to the basket. The only thing that is questionable is his defense. But most people don't play defense anyway. So
they hired him on the other guy, and he averages 3 steals a game, and it makes
they put Clay on. Yeah, they put Clay on the dominant guy.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, and we're gonna do the same thing with Bradley. Bradley will be covering for Reggie, or if we get Kyrie, Avery's gonna be on the best guy for sure.
Pistons could use a ball dominant guy who can score. God, let us get Kyrie Irving.
And I really think it's gonna happen. Because the latest rumor is we were next up after one more pass at the Suns. The only thing that's holding that deal up is Josh Jackson, and they don't want to give up Josh Jackson. And if I was them, F you, I'm not giving up Josh Jackson.
Well, that's another thing where it comes down to, do you want the potential over the proven commodity?
I think they just need it for money. I think they need money. I don't think they have they have a lot. They have a good amount of cap space, but they want to get rid of Bledsoe's contract. They don't care. The Cavs don't care about Bledsoe's contract. They'll take it on. It's just they don't want to give up their probably second best player in a rookie for nothing. Well, not nothing. Like you are going to get,
you're getting
Kyrie, a stud.
You're getting a proven commodity.
Yeah.
You know what Kyrie is. We don't know what Josh Jackson is yet.
But I think it's always a question though, because when Kyrie was still, averaging, 25 points and stuff like that without LeBron, that team didn't win.
No, he's not gonna necessarily win wherever he goes. Like he can come to Detroit, probably still won't win, but he'll put up like 35 a game.
I think we will because Bradley, Kyrie,
so
Bradley,
putting a lot of faith in Avery Bradley.
I do. I think he's a really good player. I think he's very good. I feel like he's underrated.
Mediocre player.
I don't think so. I think he's very good.
His offense goes in spurts. Like he is very streaky.
Yeah, but what's he so good at though? That makes up for that.
KCP was a great defender too. We didn't do shit with him. And
he's not a good shooter as Bradley. Bradley's better.
I will research it. I'll let you know after.
The numbers don't lie.
But we don't have the numbers.
I think he was averaging 16.8 a game. He was their second best scorer.
But there's more opportunities for him to score though. I'm going straight field goal percentage.
Field goal percentage it was higher. He had a higher three, and he was the better defender.
KCP can hit threes.
He can, but
KCP
he was the better.
Can take it to the hole.
But there's a reason we didn't sign him though.
Because we can't pay a max deal for a good player. And that's why Avery Bradley, we shouldn't give
him
a max
deal. Somebody's going to give him a good deal.
Everyone's going to get max deals.
Dude, they gave Kings gave what's it called, the max deal?
Yeah.
Otto Porter.
And
he's a good player, but he's not.
That's my point exactly, is the NBA
And what did the Wizards do? They had to match it.
The NBA right now is like Oprah Winfrey.
Everybody gets money.
Every free agent that comes up, you get a max deal, and you get a max deal.
The thing about NBA, you can't keep your cap. You got to spend it.
Oh, that's the NFL's trying to go to that too.
You can't.
Baseball's the worst.
You have to spend. You can't hold on to your money.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
you have to spend, and that's why guys get these deals.
Go get a bunch of good players, get 3 or 4 good players who are just as good as Otto Porter, or you can pay Otto Porter fucking.
So let's go on to Melo. What's going to take to get the Melo deal done? To me, like I told you,
To Detroit?
No, just anywhere, just to get it done. I think it's Ryan Anderson. I think that's the reason why that's held up.
Oh, that's for sure. No one wants to pay that,
But somebody's got to take it on. Who will take it? It's going to be a crazy 4-team trade that they were talking about earlier.
it's got to be someone who's willing to.
Somebody's got to, like, Ryan Anderson's numbers were fantastic in Houston last year. He almost couldn't miss from 3.
But he's gonna be.
Is he worth the $60 million?
Melo's probably going to stay in New York unless they buy him out. Then he can sign wherever he wants.
That's what Melo wants.
Oh yeah.
He wants to be bought out so he can go anywhere he wants. But they don't want that. They want to get as much value back as possible.
Obviously, but they also want to lose that contract. So you buy him out. Because
do you think
Phil Jackson's not there anymore, so there isn't this.
That's why Phil Jackson gave him the no trade clause too, which is the funniest part. I guess the funniest part. What do you think about Dwayne Wade? Does he get bought out and goes to Banana Boat, goes to Cleveland?
Oh man.
There was a lot of rumors. I think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to play in Chicago this year. Or some point in his time in Chicago this year is going to end. I think he's going to get bought out.
He might get traded, but I think he'll start the year in Chicago.
I think he's going to go to the Cavs. He'll be a bench player off the Cavs.
I mean, if he goes, you really think he's going to come off the bench?
He would have to.
They won't.
LeBron would be like, Banana Boat friend.
Who would
please come off the bench?
Who would you start over him?
JR.
No. JR is too much of a liability.
He's one of those weird hot and cold players. Though.
Oh, yeah.
He's on.
Oh yeah.
He's not.
And he's rarely on it.
And you have to make that adjustment immediately. After that first quarter. You're not on, so I'm gonna put you in.
Sit down.
But their problem was the bench. Yeah. Their bench needed to be better. Having D Wade, like D Rose is not supposed to be their starter this year. It's supposed to be kind.
As of right now, he's not.
And right now, he's their bench, but he's gonna be their starter unless we give him Reggie Jackson, which I think we will. I think
Reggie Jackson, Stanley Johnson, and 2 first-round picks will get us Kyrie Irving.
It's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen.
And we're gonna keep drumming.
All right. So since we're wearing football stuff, let's end this with football. Let's end this with the Let's end this with the NFL preseason. What do you think of the first games? What do you think of Trubisky?
Damn it.
What do you think of Fournette? Any of the highlights you watched?
Did you hear what Fournette said?
He said NFL's slow.
He said it's slow and it's not as good as the SEC.
You're gonna learn, young fella. Yeah. You're gonna learn. But they worked the Pats. But again, that's like
Pats didn't play anybody.
Yeah, they didn't play.
And this is a. Come talk to me when regular season starts.
This is the problem with preseason because it's a lot of second and third stringers, and they look so like Trubisky only missed like 2 passes.
Dude, he looked good, but again,
yeah, he looked good, but he doesn't deserve to start over Glennon. I'm sorry. You paid Glennon the money, you better make him start.
Oh, you're basing on that?
I would.
If you want to win football games, you will start Trubisky.
I don't think he will. Well, we'll see. I think he'll start eventually this year. But I don't think Glennon is as bad as everybody thinks he is. He just had a bad game, yeah. He got annihilated.
He's had a bad career so far?
Oh, yeah. No, he has a winning record, I think.
He doesn't look good. He's never looked good to me. I couldn't believe the Bears signed that guy to that deal.
They took a chance. But I can't believe what the Bears have been doing in general. You trade down and you give up everybody to trade down one.
But if Trubisky pans out, that defense is solid. That team would have beat us twice if they were healthy. They would have beat a lot. They would have beat.
Somebody has I forgot who it was. It's Colin Hurd. Colin has them going 2-14. That's the worst team in the league. We don't know that. No, football is a football coin.
That defense is going to be good, I think, if they stay healthy. They didn't stay healthy last year. Trubisky looked good. There was any news on Victor Cruz's injury? The guy went down again.
He got hurt? Seriously?
Poor guy.
I didn't hear anything about that. He scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
There was a couple trades that happened, both with the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
They traded away Sammy Watkins for
E.J. Gaines and a second-round
pick, and then they traded their starting cornerback, right?
They traded
Ronald
Darby
for Jordan
Matthews.
Which is interesting. Jordan Matthews seems to be their guy for the Eagles, and
They have 6 picks
Stars.
in the first 3 rounds next year.
Jordan Matthews I feel like he's a really good ball player.
The Bills are setting themselves up to take a quarterback next year.
But the thing is, they did it. The Eagles did it because they have a whole bunch of good enough starting wideouts, and they probably want to pay.
Well, that's the thing is they want to pay Alshon.
They want to pay Alshon for sure.
They really that's what held that team back last year. Their wideouts sucked, and I don't. Outside of Alshon Jeffrey, I don't think they got much better. I'm not a big fan of Torrey Smith.
Torrey Smith to me is a very good speed guy. You just run straight, but you need to have that guy.
But you got to catch the ball.
That's why Deshaun Jackson got paid from Tampa.
But Deshaun Jackson can catch the ball.
He will. That's true.
You know, it's like, have you ever seen the movie The Replacements?
Yeah.
Orlando Franklin was useless until he could catch the ball. Like, it doesn't matter how fast you're.
The thing is, though, bro, you can't base Torrey Smith's career in San Francisco when no one really got him the ball.
I'm not talking about San Francisco. I'm talking about Baltimore. He made big plays every once in a while.
That was his guy. That was Flacco's guy.
Yeah, but you got.
Since they got rid of him,
you have to be consistent. If you're not consistent,
actually, never mind. Steve Smith killed it for them.
Steve Smith was good.
He was really
Anquan Bolden was Joe Flacco's guy.
Yeah,
they had some talent on that team, but the trade. Those are interesting trades.
I think it's good trade
my
for Bills.
My big concern is Ezekiel Elliott's 6-game suspension.
Great segue.
My starting.
Well, who won that trade? You think the Bills won?
I did.
On both.
What?
Do you like the deal? Did you not like the deal? Do you feel like they gave up on Sammy too quick?
No, I mean.
Sammy was your guy a couple years ago.
Sammy, I like him a lot, but he's another guy. He's like Joel Embiid, man. Good player, can't stay healthy. And if you can't stay healthy, you're pretty much useless. And it sucks for them. I'm not saying this as a.
You think he fits with the Rams?
Do we even know what the Rams are trying to do?
I don't know. They're running a 3-4 now. It's getting weird. It's getting super weird.
They couldn't run the ball last year with Todd Gurley, who had a great rookie year.
I don't think that was Todd's fault, though. Their whole line just wasn't good.
They can't throw the ball because Jared Goff might be a bust.
I think.
We'll see. I mean, you're asking. It's hard to predict things, but I'll try. I think Sammy Watkins will be right around 63 catches this year, maybe about 800 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Okay. So, back to Zeke's suspension. You think it's fair, unjust, a little too much?
I wish I knew more of the details, but from what I understood is the domestic violence was she made it up.
I thought you punched a DJ.
This isn't considering that. This is this Tiffany something. I forgot her name.
Tiffany Jeffrey.
We'll go with that. But if
do you feel like because that was like 2 years ago, you think that's fair?
Well, it's the NFL policy now. After the Ray Rice thing came out, the NFL. Well, before the video even came out, but right before the video came out, the NFL made a policy that if your first offense of domestic violence, you're suspended 6 games. So that's their policy. And then the video came out and they're like, oh shit, we should have made that a whole year.
From a different video.
He's gonna, yeah, thanks.
From a different video.
The thing is, you think he's gonna appeal it. Do you think it gets shrink? Cut down a little bit. If it does get cut down, it's not gonna be cut in half. I don't think. I think it'd be 4 games.
It'll be 3 or 4. Right around there if it gets.
That's what I think. I think it'll be 4 games. He'll get suspended. But do you necessarily agree with it? I know he's on your fan. Take your fantasy team out of this.
No, I'm not. I am.
Do you feel like that was fair? Don't
ever hit a woman. No matter how bad she's being a cunt. I can say that on here, right?
You already did.
You can edit it out.
You don't want to.
But just don't hit them. It never ends well for anyone. It doesn't.
It really doesn't. I feel like they're making an example of him a little bit to a degree because he is It's too good. It's too early to call him a star, in my opinion.
No,
he has such a great.
Star.
He's a stud, but anybody can run behind that O line. I feel like they made it. Run DMC had an amazing.
Yeah, but you put a star behind that O-line, and he goes off for 1,600 and scores double-digit touchdowns. And
It's hard because everybody needs to work together
oh, yeah,
on that.
for
Like
sure.
to be a great halfback, you gotta have a good O line. To be a great quarterback, you gotta have a good O line.
Well, the trenches dictate everything.
And that's why JJ always builds up her trenches because I don't want to be sacked 75 times.
It sucks.
You know, I don't like.
I hate getting hit when a guy's wide open.
Yeah. And then throwing a pick where it just
Yeah.
woo, it goes right to the guy.
Floppy.
So let's end it on our team lines. What do you expect tomorrow in preseason? And what do you expect for the season?
Sunday.
What were we gonna do season? Did we already talk about season last video?
I don't know. We'll talk about it again. Who cares?
'Cause I don't remember.
The good news was Tease Tabor looked good yesterday against
The
T.Y. Hilton.
the joint practice we had with the Colts, and we got a joint practice coming up with New England, which is really cool.
Well, obviously, we're always going to do stuff with New England. It's the only team we trade with too.
I know.
No, I expect the Lions to be good this year. I do. I really do. As long
Some
as
people's it's like hot and cold. Some people think yes, and a lot of people think no. Still, sorry, camera.
But if you know, the left tackle is troublesome.
It sucks losing our left tackle,
Yeah.
but I think we're better than the other two teams. I think we're better than Minnesota, and I think we're better than Chicago. It's gonna be a fight between. I want to take that
What are you
division,
talking
but
about?
until we
Football,
actually do it,
basketball, or
Football.
until we actually take that division, I don't want to hear about it. I want to prove it.
Well, that's the thing is you, as Lion fans, we're tired of like, oh yeah, I think we can. No, you want to see it. You're not.
Yeah, I want to see it just happen.
You're
I
tired
want
of-
to beat down Aaron Rodgers, but it's not going to happen. He's so good. He's so talented. He's so quick. But I want to beat the Packers. Oh, they're not. They're great because of Aaron,
Oh,
and
for
they'll
sure.
have a chance to win the division because of him.
I mean, they made an NFC Championship last year with
Nothing.
guys off the street playing cornerback.
Yeah.
I mean, they ran into a brick wall in Atlanta, but I mean, they had no business even being in the playoffs. But A.A. Ron pulls shit out of his ass, and he's good at it.
He really is. He's great at the Hail Mary. He's
That
so
game,
good.
well, you saw that.
I don't want to. Let's not talk about
The
it.
Giants were not the Lions. Right?
Okay. Yeah, that one
The
was.
one against the Giants in the play. I thought the Giants had them. They should.
I thought it was a pick, and then
They
he
just
just.
right to it. I mean, it's insane. But I expect us to go. 10 wins. I expect 10 wins this year.
I expect at least 10. I want to take the division, and possibly if we can bump up and go 11-5, and get the second seed. Because we had the second seed last year,
If Amir,
and we gave it up. We lost the last
Amir
four.
Abdullah can stay healthy. He's not the most important piece. Matthew Stafford is. But
Does he
Amir-
play tomorrow?
Maybe a drive. Matthew
Starters
Stafford will-
one drive.
I think
This-
Matthew Stafford will play one drive and then he's out. I kind of don't want him to because you don't want to lose your guy in the preseason. But for as much shit Matthew Stafford took early in his career about being a China doll, he is
Tough.
I think
he's mentally tough.
I think he's only second behind Eli Manning right now for the most consecutive starts.
Yeah.
So he's really. I mean, he's.
So what about our defense? Do you think we made the right necessary moves to be a little bit better?
We're gonna be faster at linebacker. The thing that's the most troublesome is getting pressure on the quarterback. We'll see how our free agent signing, Noah Spence and Charles Washington, I think it is. Washington helped that out.
I think there'll be great rotational players.
Ziggy
Does
has to get
Kerry
healthy.
Hyder do
Kerry
good
Hyder
against
does have
Missy
to take
Bounce?
this step. Yes, I think it'll be right around where it was, 7 sacks maybe.
I think you'll see a little bit more. I feel like Terrell Austin. I feel like he's too much about rushing the front four, which obviously that's always been our scheme thing. But I think we need to blitz our linebackers. We got faster linebackers now. I think we need to blitz those guys a little bit more
And
blitz some corners a little bit, mix up our blitz packages up a little, and I think our sacks will be a lot higher.
And shout out Darius Slay. You're probably not watching this, but if you do watch this, I love you, man. And you're going to get 7 picks this year.
Ooh, that's big.
7. Because they're only going to attack you like once or twice a game, but you're going to because you made.
He won us that Thanksgiving game. He caused the fumble.
Plays. Well, that was against Philadelphia earlier in the year.
Oh, that was Philly. Yeah.
But
he got the pick to end the game
in Minnesota. He got the pick to end the game against Philadelphia. He got the pick in Minnesota to set up the game-winning field goal.
That's what it was. Yeah.
He made big. That Philadelphia game was his best career game ever. He forced a fumble.
He's finally getting some national attention, getting some
respect.
respect.
The sixth best corner.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of respect finally. The guy, but did we find the right guys opposite of him? I still think.
Well, if you look at every weird stat Pro Football Focus can.
Because that's who they're going to attack. They're going to attack number 2.
Whoever does these weird stats for Pro Football Focus, Nevin Lawson was one of the best corners in the NFL.
Yeah, he was one of the highest rated corners.
But they pull out these weird, best yards per catch by a guy who's less than 25, who sometimes plays the slot. It's just all these words, and you're like, what does that mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Is he good or is he not good? Nevin Lawson's, he's a physical guy. He's pretty good.
What about Diggs? Is he our 4th now?
Diggs is making a lot of noise in camp, but I feel like DJ Hayden's probably going to be the 3, and then it's going to be between Tabor and Diggs at the.
I feel like Tabor will be much later in the year. I feel like the second half of the year he'll play a lot more. Kind of like where we found that role for Killebrew towards the end. I feel like we're gonna find a role for
Tabor
doesn't
have a lot of speed, but he's a very instinctual player. He's gonna come up and
I think his speed is underrated. I think he ran a slow 40 time doesn't mean he's slow.
No, it's all about football speed.
It's all about football. I don't think he's
however fast you can run in shorts. I don't give a.
I don't think.
Try not to swear as much.
Yeah, I hear you. I think he's going to be really good. I think he's going to have a sleigh season though. It's going to be up and downs for sure. Every rookie does. Yeah. Rookies do.
Corners.
What do you think about Jared Davis? Do you expect him to be our leader from the get-go, or is he going to have up and down?
He already is the leader of that defense. So
they're giving him the keys to the Ferrari, but is he going to be able to drive?
I wouldn't say it's a Ferrari. That defense is more like
it's America's
Malibu,
a Ford GT. There you go.
But I expect him to be a good linebacker. I do. He's gonna be a stud. I have a lot of faith in Gerard Davis.
I'm really hoping. I hope he has a dominant year.
Should we get our Lions guest correspondent on? What do you think about Gerard Davis?
My uncle here.
And that's all you guys get.
All right. So, was there anything else you want to talk about, or we're gonna end it here?
I'm good. You got everything out of me.
Nothing else you want to talk about preseason? Nothing else you want to talk about Lions? Your predictions 10-6 playoffs.
10-6.
I'm going to the Tampa Bay game. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to do that.
Probably be at Lambeau on Monday night, week 9.
We have I looked at our schedule. We got a lot of TV spotlights. So it's gonna be fun.
Tough. It's a tough schedule this year. I think we play Pittsburgh on Sunday.
Severely tough, but I hope we can handle this. It's always been our issue. We playoff, we suck. Playoff, we suck.
The schedule gets easier when you suck.
Yeah, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
And we pulled 8 of those wins out of our ass. And I don't think we can do that anymore. I just want to have those games like we back in the day when we had Javid Best and we blew out and Megatron and we blew out the Kansas City Chiefs 48-10. I want those games.
Denver 45-10.
Yeah,
we blew out a lot.
We wrecked Timmy Tebow's. That was fun.
Yeah.
We should never let Cliff go.
I loved Cliff Averill.
I loved him too. He was supposed to make
the
a lot of money.
biggest mistake the Lions ever made.
They made a few.
The biggest one is, and this for Lions fans, you're gonna think I'm blasphemous. Is giving Megatron that contract and not Ndamukong Suh. Ndamukong Suh changes a game on the defensive side of the ball
without even doing anything
on every play.
Yeah.
Where Calvin can only change the game when the ball's thrown to him. And don't get me wrong, I love Calvin Johnson, but Ndamukong Suh was the play there, and they messed that up terribly.
We were just put in a real bad decision.
Well, we had high rookies. We put ourselves in that
3
situation.
of our rookies had $50 million.
We were a bad team before they introduced this new CBA.
Where you can't rookies nowadays don't make.
Well, they
make very little.
So
make very little. I think the most you can make now maybe is 10 mil
I
as
know
a rookie.
Matthew Stafford, his contract.
He was 50 million,
yeah.
42 guaranteed.
Calvin was up. I mean, number 2 pick, number 1 pick, number 2 pick.
You know, Calvin, he had another 50. Sue had 50. It's like, gee, that's all our whole cap.
Yeah.
And we had bad cap trouble.
Yeah, you can't be.
Now our cap is very, very nice and shiny, and I like it. I want to keep it that
It's
way.
a little better. It's not still crazy, but
It'll get better again once Staff officially signs this deal, which is I think it's gonna happen.
he
But
won't play anywhere else. If he does, I will blow my brains out.
I feel like he don't get enough respect, but he will now. I think
He's starting to.
he's starting to get a little bit of love.
He's not quite there.
He's always been clutch. He's always been a fourth quarter guy. It's just he doesn't have those sexy stats against Rodgers and playoffs and stuff like that. That's the only thing that has knocked him down is he doesn't have he hasn't destroyed Rodgers yet, and he hasn't had the playoff wins. And we haven't had a playoff win since like 92.
Matt Ryan won the MVP this last
It
season.
was fantastic.
His playoff record before this year was 0-3.
Yeah, it was.
Matt Stafford's is 0-3. What's to say he can't?
The thing is, if we would have swept all 4 of those winning teams and got the 2 seed, I think he had a decent shot to be MVP Staff.
It would have been.
He would have been up there.
Yeah.
He would have been up there, but we lost against all the good teams.
That's what we do, man.
and
Staff hurt his finger.
And it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to be much better. I feel like we're in better faith with Martha Ford. She seems like she knows how to run the team. Let everybody else do it. And Bob
She's
Quinn,
not letting everyone else do it.
no, she's handling it right. She cleaned house.
Very hands-on.
And then she gave the keys to Bob Quinn, and he seems to be the perfect fit. He makes the right decisions so far. He's made some bad. Everybody, you're not gonna hit home runs every time and every draft pick. But his draft last year was one of the highest rated. It was in the top 5.
Well, outside of that long snapper in the 6th, it was great.
You can't get rid of Dion. You can't get rid of him.
Mule just keeps going, man. Mule just keeps going.
Mulbach will be ours forever. But we'll end it here. Thank you so much. Thank you, JJ.
Yep.
Cousin, love you so much. Leaving Green Bay really soon here. Episode. My little cousin Seth. Episode 8 ending.
Be sure.
Go ahead, plug your channel. Plug your Twitter. Go ahead.
Check out Agatha Whisker Sticks. It's my, Seth, and Jack's YouTube channel.
And also Max's, I guess.
And maybe Max's. My Twitter is jstrauss20. Don't really do a lot on Twitter. I check other people's stuff. I don't really post, but I'll start posting stuff on there. What do you say?
Goodbye.
What do you say at the end of every one of our episodes?
May the whisker sticks be with you.
That's
my Twitter is I know I still got to make the other ones as well for the channel and everything. But my Twitter is Straussman88. I haven't posted anything yet either, but I will take it. The channel is doing so well without that. It's time to start using the other tools to make it even more successful, take it to another level. If you got any ideas, any videos you want me to react to, send it on Twitter, send it in the comments below here. I will have some more reaction videos and stuff when I get back home. I'll be leaving here Sunday. I'll be home around 8:30 my time in Florida. But thank you so much, JJ. Love you.
Let me do.
Seth, love you. My cousin's family time. Golden God and Friends, episode 8.
Camera right there.
Straussman, the GG. Seth and JJ, we're outie. Thank you so much. You have a great day, guys.